Let's begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. And try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. We also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. And we begin to move the mind inward, away from sights and sounds in our environment, just letting those be as they are. No need to investigate. Letting go too of thoughts of the past, plans for the future. Constraining our awareness just to the body and mind in the present moment by attending closely to the physical sensation that accompanies the in-breath and the out-breath in the space around the opening of the nostrils. Breathing naturally, normally, and just noticing. Giving yourself the instruction to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind. And then without judgment or frustration, to lift your awareness up from those distractions and to place it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then when the mind feels more calm, and generate a broad and altruistic motivation for our time. So begin to rejoice in having yet again woken up within the context of this perfect human rebirth, all of its freedoms and endowments, seeing the life that you have today, right now, as being the kind of life that is the most well suited out of any possible human or other type of lifetime for the ability to engage in the spiritual path, to intentionally develop your Buddha potential. That Buddha potential is shared with all sentient beings, but to actively cultivate it requires time and space, to practice deeply. And rejoice that among all of the factors of a perfect human rebirth is a genuine wish to develop the mind. We could have all of the internal and external conditions, but simply want more power, more status, more wealth. And that would rob us of the deep meaning of this life. So connect with how incredible it is that all of these causes and conditions have come together. And think and we'll practice on behalf of all of those sentient beings who lack such fortunate conditions in order to be able to benefit them through the development of my own mind. And with that motivation, today we will finish the remaining divisions of wrong views. Previously, we covered the view of the transitory collection and then holding extreme views. A third division of wrong views is holding wrong views as supreme. So to hold wrong views as supreme means to not be in any way skeptical or questioning of the wrong views that we have, our adherence to the view of the transitory collection, our view of either eternalism or nihilism within the category of extreme views. But it strengthens these wrong views by seeing them as something sophisticated, something useful, something that we take pride in. Perhaps by having a certainty about a materialistic view, the view of the self being fully annihilated at death, thinking of that as the hallmark of a sophisticated worldview, thinking of the view of karma or rebirth as naive. This particular delusion elevates our wrong views and sees them as virtues. Within the Buddhist framework, some may use the teaching on emptiness to deny the law of cause and effect, to deny the Buddha's ethical framework. That would too be an example of holding a wrong view as supreme, invalidating conventional reality. So think in your own life, if there may be wrong views, that you elevate into a virtue instead of being open minded, skeptical, inquiring. And see if you can hold those views with a mind of humility, being able to look at even one's strongest convictions as open to revision on the basis of further evidence, experience, reasoning. And the next wrong view is holding false ethics and conduct as supreme. And this view is one where we believe that liberation can be reached on the basis of practices that are, in fact, disconnected from liberation. This can be the practice of extreme austerity or animal sacrifice, or engaging in practices simply on the basis of their form, regardless of the inner condition of the practitioner, focusing simply on outer behavior, the number of recitations, rather than the quality of the mind. So having a preoccupation with simply the outer form of a ritual, or engaging in things that are exhausting or austere, thinking that that will bring about liberation by itself. But with wrong motivation, the practice can never produce that result. So again, look back in your life and see if there are some practices that you perform simply out of habit or expectation, rather than a genuine confidence in their causal relationship to transforming the mind. The fifth wrong view is called perverse view. And this viewpoint either denies what does exist or affirms what does not exist. One version of this is the denial of the law of cause and effect, holding the view that there's no relationship between our actions and their results. An example of the second kind, affirming what does not exist, could be holding to a permanent creator God, relying on that kind of refuge. And these are examples of inverting reality. These are views that rest on conditioning, authority, or simply the wish to live in a certain kind of world. So again, think if you are holding to any views that are contrary to the way that things are, and apply that same antidote of intellectual humility. And then reflecting on these 5 divisions of wrong views, as well as deluded doubt, once again recognize that the ultimate solution is to train in wisdom, to be able to have a direct, non conceptual realization of the nature of self and phenomenon. And that by analyzing these mental factors, we learn to recognize them as they arise, which helps to set the stage for that training in wisdom. So, whatever clarity or insight you've generated, try to rest your mind in it without distraction. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in your mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy, for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war, conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve this state of enlightenment so that I might work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Ven.Losang life be completely dispelled. May I and all those sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.